Well, let's move from steel to power. Tata Power has been focusing on deleveraging through sale of non-core assets and cutting down losses at Mundra. How is that progressing and how does the overall business environment look? We asked Praveer Sinha, the MD and CEO of Tata Power, who joins us now. Mr. Sinha, thanks so much for joining us. I just, wanted to understand from you what the power demand is looking like at the moment. Spot rates have actually been all over the place over the last few months. But given that it is election year, how do you see demand and the rates pan out?
Good morning and thank you for having me on the show. What we see is that the demand has picked up in last few months, primarily because of the heat wave impacting the whole country, and the peak demand has gone up, and so also the energy consumption has gone up, and we expect that this will continue also because we have the election year, and I'm sure the governments would be keen that the supply of power remains sustained to all the people, even in people staying in the remote areas, in villages and tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So there is a huge demand pickup that has happened. Unfortunately, that the total demand has also led to increase in cost of power in the exchange, and this is impacted due to the less availability of coal in some of the plants. And I think this will continue for next 1 year too.
Okay, less availability of coal. That's not great news. Sir, let's talk about the thermal side of your business first up. What sort of PLFs have you been operating on, and what is the outlook there? I mean, are you looking at any kind of fresh PPAs whatsoever? And specifically, also on the Mundra side, because I think there's a lot of interest in the market to figure out if you can sell the balanced 20%, the non-PPA part of the power that you're generating, maybe even in the spot market. So just an outlook overall on thermal and specifically on what's happening at Mundra.
All our thermal assets are doing very good. The Trombay plant is doing very well and is operating at full capacity. So also our Maithan plant and the Jojobera plants are doing very well. As far as the Mundra plant is concerned, one of the units was down for maintenance activities, and hopefully by end of this month it will get scheduled again. We have seen that Mundra has been facing a lot of challenges, primarily because the coal cost internationally has gone up. In fact, last week it went up to something like $114, which is a record in last many years. And while we were expecting that the coal prices will get softened in the international market, it has not happened. From our side, we are looking at how do we do more blending of coal with high calorific and low calorific value coals. Good progress has been made, and we expect by end of the year we'll be nearly 50-50 in terms of the standard coal that we are using and the low calorific value coal. We also expect that the government should give us the permission to sell excess capacity over 80% to spot buyers or in the exchange, and that hopefully will be able to help us to partly take care of the lower cost that we are getting on the supply that we are making to the 5 procurers. We also expect that the government is in the process of forming a high powered committee, and that should be able to find out a reasonable solution which should be acceptable to all the stakeholders.
So is there any clarity, again, just to come back to the point on Mundra, that you could sell your balance power in the spot market? I'm just trying to figure out, I mean, then as an asset, whether the losses can reduce and what we can expect in the coming quarters.
We have made a submission to the government and to all the procurers, and we expect some resolution in next 1 to 2 months on that, and hopefully that will help us in reducing the lower cost that we are getting from the existing PPAs. This again will come as a composite solution which the government is trying because with the type of lower cost that we have been getting in last few years and the type of high cost of imported coal, it is very, very necessary that some solution is found out. And government understands the pain, and they have told us that they would like to resolve this in a way that it becomes a win-win situation for all the stakeholders. And we definitely expect that some resolution will happen in next 1 to 2 months' time.
Okay, that's good to hear. The other thing that you briefly alluded to the last time we spoke was that you're looking at selling some of your non-core investments, and this is something that the street has been watching out for a long time. You do have, holdings in IEX and Tata Communications, etc. Can you give us a timeline in terms of monetization, and how much are you looking to do within this fiscal itself?
As I had informed you last time, that we are in the process of selling our non-core assets. We've already done that for Tata Communications and Panaton, and that money has already come. So last month we have received that money. We have also divested from the defense business, which has been hived off to a separate company, and that also we expect that within this financial year we'll get part of the payment. So basically the consolidation is taking place, whereby some of those non-core assets we can monetize them and use that for the growth opportunities that we are looking in renewables and distribution space and transmission.
So how much have you received so far? What is the money involved, and how much do you think you could get over the next 12 months?
We've already got about 2,000 odd crores, and this was also informed to the stock exchange last month, and we expect the sale proceeds from the defense business to come within this financial year, and hopefully we should get it sooner than later.
Sir, speaking of renewables and green, of course there's lots happening on that side of the business. I think you recently signed up a project in Maharashtra as well. I think it's a solar project. You're setting up charging stations all across, I think, Maharashtra and Mumbai. But, what is the total renewables portfolio at now? And what about profitability at such low tariffs? I mean, what kind of returns are you hoping to make? And just from a P&L point of view, what should we expect on the renewable side this year?
We have been focusing on renewables for last few years. And today we have a portfolio of about 2,500 megawatt, which we expect to grow in next 5 years by nearly 3 times. We have seen good returns on renewables, and that is primarily because of our ability to source very good cost panels. Also, our EPC capabilities are being fully utilized, and also the manufacturing of panels that we do ourselves in Tata Power Solar. So in all, because of our domain knowledge and experience in renewables, we are able to get a substantially good returns compared to any of the other competitors. And we expect that this will be a business that we will be continuing in future also, and grow in this area to become one of the largest players in the renewable space.
Okay, well, that is the future. So we hope you get to your targets. Thanks so much for joining us and giving us all those details. By the way, just don't lose sight of the market. It is falling further. The frontliners are now down almost 0.5%. The Nifty is well below that 10,800 mark. We will take a break for now, but we will get our technical trades up on the other side with Mitesh Thakkar and Prakash Gaba. Stay with us.